Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. I think we're good. The sim is live now. Everybody tell me when you can hear me, because it's Baltimore Crown time. Do 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 do. Hello, every simster. Simsters, simsters, simsters. Really? Nobody? James. James, you get the first kudos of the night. James, you get 5,000 game points for mentioning Hartnell earlier. Congratulations to you for existing and saying Hartnell. He's the best. Let's hear some Frank Sinatra. What's a Frank Sinatra song? I can think of some Christmas ones. That's not a thing. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving tonight. I'm going to the mountains, yeah. Big bear, big bear. I'm taking the kids. That's why we're having an early call. I've never been there before. Big bear, big bear. They say there's snow on the ground, and I'm gonna have to frown because I've got a cold and I wanted to stay in bed. Okay, we're done. Can I restart this broadcast so that no one ever listens to that again in my life? Because that'd be great. So yes, tonight I'm going with my friends who own a cabin in Big Bear. And they've been asking me to go with them for a weekend up there in the mountains with skiing and stuff. Don't worry. Everyone calm down. I will not be skiing. They've been asking me to go for 3 years, and I've been like, yeah, I'm working at the track, and yeah, I'm gonna go fly somewhere else, and I literally have no excuse this week. So, here we go. It's not that I, don't want to go, although it is a little bit, but it's also like I just don't really want to be friendly and have to like talk to people or be in public or wear anything that's not sweats. So yeah. Apparently we're driving overnight so that the 4 4-year-olds that will be in the van will be sleeping. Oh, did I mention there will be 4 4-year-olds? Did anyone think that was a good idea? No. No one has ever thought that was a good idea. So anyway, I was originally going to not broadcast the Baltimore Crown because I didn't feel like it. If you want to know the honest truth, I legit just didn't feel like it. But then I was like, oh, and we got to run out the door tonight, and it, hard wine. But instead, I was like, you know what? It was game point and a half day, and this is not the time to be slacking off on your work, no matter how you feel. So there you are. It's Baltimore Crown night, and we're here. It's just a little early, but that's okay. Nini's here. She has Derby winner Kingdom Come. I have to say, Nini going for the Triple Crown might be the most popular thing. It's like something we can all agree on. I don't think anyone's anti-Nini going for the Triple Crown, which I don't think that's ever happened in sim history before, so it's pretty exciting. I will be traveling a lot this spring. Shocker, I know. I was slated in the middle of March to go to Arizona, hit up Turf Paradise and Rito while visiting my sister, but let's get real, I'm really going for the racing. But I've decided to go to Sunland Park. Never been there. Going for the Sunland Oaks and Derby. I decided that last night at like midnight. So that was pretty fun. I'm looking forward to it. So I thought since we're starting early, and because it's just me, and frankly I wouldn't mind ending early so that I can get in this car. My friends are very punctual. They're literally like outside in their van tapping their feet. Like, I told them I wasn't able to leave till 7. So I thought I'd tell you some of the earlier results. So get your bets in, because I'm about to shut off betting. Sometimes we call these races. Obviously tonight we're not. And then we'll talk about the big race. So first up, we're going to have the Baltimore Distaff. Baltimore Distaff, which is 1 1/16 miles at Baltimore Racecourse. I know, crazy. This is a grade 2. Drew a field of 7. Very closely matched field. Missing You stumbled really badly at the start, and that did cost her the victory. She ended up running second to Soulmate for Cleopatra. Soulmate is a daughter of Together, out of the Dr. Mare Also Travels in Time, who was a stakes-winning racehorse. And what did I tell you about Mama Is Not Available right now?
Mama.
What?
The kitty's in the trash truck.
Okay.
Another one TV.
Okay. Okay, please don't come back.
Your new vacuum.
Buddy, take this and go. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that was the winner of that race. Oops, I forgot to turn off the betting. Dummy. So far, this is easily our most professional broadcast. Next up, we have the Baltimore Special. This is 1 3/16 miles, $500,000 on the line. This is a grade 1. This is basically the race that all the horses who run well tonight in the Baltimore Crown will be back for this race next year, probably, unless they run in Dubai. There's a lot of shorter distance specialist types who will be here for the Baltimore Special. So this year we had a nice little race, but it basically came down to the 2 big horses, Quo Vadimus for Susie Rydell and Dynamite for Eric Nalbone. Dynamite was a $15 million yearling purchase. He's only made $1.3 million. Well, now he's up to a whopping $1.5 million because he did win this race over Quo Vadimus. So, wow. Congratulations, Eric. Good job to you for winning the Baltimore Special. Then we have the Oaks, which is the last race that we'll talk about before the big one. Sorry, I'm staring at this race. It's not as deep as it can be. Sometimes this race is really salty, but there's only 6 horses in here this year. 5 of them are steward breds. Danny Derby is the only one with a homebred in here, and that is the maiden unraced 3-year-old filly, Art of Death. Oh, Jolly Holiday is in this race. I own that. Joker doesn't win. Well, I don't like that one bit. So anyway, the winner of this race was Start of the Storm for Chris Bobby. Start of the Storm is actually a contest horse where Chris Bobby won her in a contest. So look, you can win contests and grade ones at the same time. This is a filly who's by Heart of the Storm out of Knuckleball. She's now 4 for 6 lifetime and a grade 1 winner. I will take it. So next up is the big one. This is the Baltimore Crown. It is a full, well, it's a field of 12. You can have up to 16. Normally 12 is quite full. Is everybody ready to talk about this race? Ready. Let's talk about cats for a minute, because that sounds like a good idea. I know what you're thinking. Talking about cats is not a good idea, but you're wrong. It's a great idea. Oh my lord, if that kid comes running back in here, I swear to gosh.
Buddha's going for the crusher machine.
Liam, I love you, but mommy's working, okay? Please stay on the couch and don't come back. Okay. So anyway, I now possess 6 cats, which is it's an over-the-top amount of cats. It is. But 2 of them are only 4 pounds, so that doesn't even count. I assume one day they'll get bigger, but... Louise Bayou just linked a horse in the chat named Pepperjack Boudin, which I'm probably saying wrong. But this horse is a freak that she got out of the latest trial by summer auction for $2.6 million. He was formerly named Paddlefish, and now his name is Pepperjack Boudin. This is probably the only time in the history of storedbreds that I approved of changing a storedbred's name. So back to cats. So they're everywhere. And it's cold, so they're all up in my grill. And that's great, except for that when I'm trying to broadcast and there's cats, like, walking on me. Don't worry, when I move out of this place, I'm going to add some dogs. Oh my gosh, this kid's coming back. Okay, so the Baltimore Crown is interesting this year because there's several horses in here that I genuinely thought would have waited for the Long Island Classic. The horse on the rail, Indiana Jones, is one of them. He's by James Dean out of a Messiah mare. James Dean being by Newsroom. That's all sorts of Long Island Classic winners right there. I did not think that this horse would wheel back in here, but he did finish 4th in the Derby, and he was only beaten a half length for the win. So... if you're Laura Ferguson, what do you have to lose by running here? I mean, you still get the 2 weeks off before the Long Island Classic. And obviously, this is one of the best horses in the crop. So, I can see why she ran back. It was just a move that surprised me. Reckless is the number 2 for Nina Olson. This is an Elise Peverell bred. Son of Heart of the Storm, he won this race out of the Oaks winning mare, Keep Dreaming. He was 17th in the Louisville Derby, but he was probably never going to go that far. He is a grade 1 winner, though, and he has a record of 3 for 7 lifetime. This guy is fast, fast, fast. He will love this distance. This is a very good move, putting this animal here. Number 3 is the Derby winner, and this is Kingdom Come for Nene Hunter. She opted to keep Hold Us Together out of this race to give Kingdom Come a better chance because he only beat his stablemate by a neck in the Derby. He is 4 for 6 lifetime. This is a son of Rambling out of an Our Lions Real mare. This is obviously going to be the hard one for him. Rambling and Our Lions Real are both long, so if you like this horse in the Long Island Classic, which seems a logical spot for him, then this is the hard leg. It's not the next one. Oh my gosh, this is the other child. What? The TV stopped playing. That's an emergency. It really is. Should I come fix it? Okay, can you say hi to everybody? Okay. You guys, the TV stopped playing. Unacceptable. Be right back. Don't worry, guys. That crisis has been full-on averted. I remember the good old days when this wasn't so difficult. So yeah, Kingdom Come, Derby winner. This is going to be the hard leg for him, in my opinion, just because he's so suited to a distance. We're going to hear about this horse, you know, every 2-3 weeks for the next 2 sim years at least. He'll be in the Long Island Classic. He'll be in the Midsummer Classic. Unless he loses and she decides to send him to the Queen's Derby week 10. Nini, what are your plans for this animal? Because that's an idea. Although, technically, you'll still hear about him then, because I usually call that too. Number 4 is Noctis for Danny Derby. This is one that I definitely thought would have waited for the Long Island Classic. He is bred to run all day, a man of mystery out of the Horcrux mare Paint the Night. He was 11th in the Louisville Derby, which is kind of surprising, but at the same time, someone had to run somewhere. Like, that was such a good, evenly matched field as this is. There's going to be horses in here that run badly, and then they're going to come back and run really well next time, because that's just the nature of the crop, right? And the small nuances and distance preference. This guy before that had won the New York, and the Rising Star. He was 7th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile last year with a very bad break. So 4 for 6 lifetime, royally bred. I almost said some inappropriate language there. I don't know why. Next up is Venetian, and this is another man of mystery. And again, this is one that I normally would not have been excited about being in this spot because of the distance problem. But he actually seems to be kind of fast. He ran a 93 going a mile and a 16th last out. The only reason he wasn't in the Louisville Derby is because Cleopatra decided that his lone prep for the Derby would be in a grade 3, and thus he did not have enough points to get in. Would have been very interesting to see how he would have done in the Derby, because he's just bred to love it. Like, he's super class animal out of a Stewards Cup, Distaff winner, deep breath. 4 for 5 lifetime for Venetian. Next up we have Cheroux, and I'm pretty much obsessed with this horse, and I want him to win all the races. In fact, I want him to go back last week and win the Louisville Derby. This is a Steward bred owned by Danny Derby. He's lost 2 in a row, but before that he'd won 2 in a row. He's 3 for 6 lifetime. Keyboard Courage out of a Sword mare, so I don't know, distance is confused on this horse. Like, is he going to want long? Is he going to want a mile and a quarter? Is he actually like a mile and an eighth, mile and 3/16 type? We are about to find out. Next up we have the other Cleopatra, and this is Notable, and Notable is still stakes level. So she just texted me last night and said she'd rather Notable win over Venetian because she thinks it'd be funny if a stakes could beat all the freaks. This is a Son of Thunder Road out of a White Spire mare. Highest lifetime speed figure is a 91. This horse has only run 3 times in his life. She didn't run him last year. I don't know why. He broke his maiden week 1 of this year, and he is coming off a win in the Chicago Derby. Next up is Knight for Jake Toward. This is a very well-bred horse by Tahoe out of the Messiah mare Dream. Jake didn't get into the Derby with this one, but I think he thought that was okay because this race might be more suited to Knight. He's 3 for 4 lifetime. That lone loss did come in the Stewards Cup Juvenile. He's coming off of a week 3 prep for this race, that's the trick between a horse like him and Venetian, horses that didn't get into the Derby. At the last minute, Cleo dropped Venetian into the week 5 race because she knew she wasn't getting in, and Knight is coming off of that whole big break. Then we have Wander Back to Me, and this is the other Nina Olsen homebred in here. This one royally bred by Easy on the Eyes out of No You'll Stay, which makes him a sibling to so many nice ones. Guide You Home, Wandering, Bluebird Returning, and Best Intentions. Such a nice family. The 2-year-old's so nice. Oh my gosh. Can I buy her? Wander Back to Me was 19th in the Derby. That's almost as bad as you can get. But again, probably was never going to get that distance. But what was she going to do? He'd won the Grade 1 New Orleans Derby. Before that, he won the Fountain of Gold. You had to run. No knocks against you. The horse barely made it around the track, so he's well rested and ready for today. Definitely love the look of this guy. 5 more minutes to post. Whoa. Windows are hard. Somebody Else is the number 10 from the song by the 1975. Somebody Else ran 7th in the Derby, and before that he'd won 4 in a row, including the Sunshine Park Derby. This is kind of the sleeper of this crop, I think, because no one expects Lino Duran to come with a horse like this. But this is a $2 million trial by summer purchase by Horcrux out of the Flamesmare Harmony. Again, 1.25 1.5 miles might have been better, but he is speed, 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 loves to go to the lead, so this race may set up fine for him. Then we have Follow Your Fate. This is the horse that got into the Derby because of Danny Derby scratching Redmayne, who ended up winning last week. He was 3rd, beaten a neck and a nose for the win, and I know Mike Bryant really, really wanted that win, but he was more than happy with 3rd, and he'd love to wheel back here today. Follow Your Fate, another one who's, bred to maybe go a little bit further than this, but another one that's pretty fast. He did have the lead early in the Derby and took them all the way around until the final few jumps, so good luck to Follow Your Fate. Last up, we have the horse who's definitely being forgotten now. This is Atlantis Pride. He was unbeaten going into the Derby. He won the Stewards Cup Juvenile last year with a 98, and he was 6th in the Derby. I always say top 10 is where you want to be because that makes you one of the top 10 horses in the whole game. 4 for 5 lifetime. Dusty Klatt has a serious runner here, and it would be no surprise if this one wins, and then we all go, oh yeah, that guy. We forgot him. So that's your field for the Baltimore Crown. Does anybody have any interesting opinions about this race or stuff? So Jake is telling us that, he didn't work his horse and he didn't get a week 5 race in, but he did swim him twice and he gave him a gallop. So the horse shouldn't be unfit. Like, he should be okay. Is that going to be enough in a field as deep as this? My beloved cat is on me and his nails are really long and he keeps, stabbing me with them, but he's doing it, so sweet because he's so sweet. Two more minutes to get your bets in for the Baltimore Crown. The betting pool is currently at 32,000. Kind of wanted to see 50 at least. I could go on strike and refuse. All right. Let's go with this race call because we're all here and I got to get mountain climbing or whatever I'm doing this weekend. Okay, if you guys don't hear from me, send a rescue party, because I probably tried to ski and broke all my limbs. Or there's no internet. I haven't asked about that. I'm a little afraid. Can you imagine me in the mountains with no internet? Oh god, it makes me want to cry. Okay, post time. Baltimore Crown. No, do not yell mama. No one yell mama. Just watch your TV and be quiet. What, Liam?
This is another storm one.
Okay, that's fine. Mommy's working. Please stop coming in here. They're crying because it's a scary one. I should get up and turn it off. But alas, instead, it is post time for the Baltimore Crown. And they are off in the 49th Baltimore Crown. And Reckless had a terrible start right to his knees. Atlantis Pride gets away well and he goes to the front. Chased by Venetian and then Notable. Those two stablemates putting the pressure on. Indiana Jones was one step slow, but he's hustled up now. Kingdom Come, Wander Back to Me, Follow Your Fate, Somebody Else. Reckless after the bad start. Night, Cheru, and then Noctis is the early trailer. But they are tightly grouped 5 lengths front to back as they go sweeping into the clubhouse turn, led by Atlantis Pride. Venetian and Notable are pressing that one, and then Indiana Jones is wide. Kingdom Come, Wander Back to Me, and Follow Your Fate, then Somebody Else, Reckless, Night, Cheru, and stablemate Noctis is still the early trailer, and they turn down the backside now. Wander Back to Me has the lead. Wander Back to Me has moved up 5 positions to take over on the backstretch. Venetian is second, Notable, then Follow Your Fate. Somebody Else, Atlantis Pride, has dropped surprisingly well back. Atlantis Pride, he's also very wide. 6 wide is Atlantis Pride. Then comes the Derby winner, Kingdom Come. Indiana Jones, Reckless is now 5 lengths back. Night, Noctis, and Cheru is the trailer. They have half a mile to go in the Baltimore Crown. We have our third leader of the race, and that is Venetian. Venetian now leads by a length. Wander Back to Me chasing second. Atlantis Pride, he's now making another move. Atlantis Pride up into third. Follow Your Fate being asked for more. Somebody Else, Indiana Jones, Kingdom Come needs to get going. Then Reckless and Notable is done. They're into the stretch in the crown. Venetian has the lead by a length. Wander Back to Me trying to get him. Atlantis Pride still right there. Follow Your Fate asks for more. Kingdom Come, not today. He's not doing enough. Somebody Else in Indiana Jones, but nobody's going to pass him. It is Venetian to the wire. Venetian's going to win this crown for Cleopatra. Wander Back to Me second. Atlantis Pride third. Follow Your Fate. Somebody Else. Kingdom Come. Indiana Jones. Then Reckless and Night. The official winner is Venetian. He's a 3-year-old Dark Bay colt by Man of Mystery out of Deep Breath by Vortex. He is owned by Cleopatra. This is his 5th win in 6 starts. Maybe possibly getting this horse into the Derby would have been a good idea. As for the rest of the runners, very weird race. Atlantis Pride was rushed up to the lead, then he goes way back, and then he comes on again. Indiana Jones was slow at the start and he couldn't get going. Kingdom Come just didn't have that same move. I mean, he only got beat 2 lengths for the win, but that's not the Kingdom Come that we saw last week. All the 1.5 mile horses, Noctis, Cheru, they just did nothing. So it was a very weird race. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens 2 weeks from now. Don't forget to join us to see the same cast of characters. And wish me luck in the mountains. Far, far away mountains. Cry. Okay, guys. Good night.